Jack and Jill. They are two mischievous little Jack Russells. Jill likes to watch TV, and Jack loves eating socks. They are really fun pets to have, but they need a lot of looking after. I went to visit the vet to learn how to take care of them. This is what I learned.
You have to go and see where the puppies come from. You have to see, we'll say, for example, if you have children, where this puppy is coming from. Has there been children? Does a pup know what a child is? They're asked to see both parents to make sure they're in good condition, that they're well socialised, so that they're very used to people and everything, because you don't want to promote the business of puppy farming. First of all, you should ask the people where you got the pup, what has it been eaten. Now, a lot of good breeders will always send a bag of that food with the puppy. Right. And then you can really change the puppy onto whatever puppy food you want. Now, what we recommend is nuts. Because wet food, it's very bad for them. They're more inclined to be obese with it. It's very bad for their teeth. It causes a lot of plaque and tartar. It's very dear, and actually 80% of wet food is actually water. So even when you buy a tin of food, there's only a teaspoon of goodness in it, and a lot of people don't know that. And wet food as well, it's injected with smells. So when you open a tin, you think, oh, it smells lovely like chicken. Yeah. There's actually no smell off wet food. The smell is only put in there for owners, not for the dogs, because the dog will eat it anyways. So we recommend to go on nuts. Now, it really depends what brand they want to go for. Now, if you have a large breed puppy, which would be like a Saint Bernard or a Great Dane, would recommend a large breed puppy nut, because there's actually extra stuff in it for their joints. And just go by the guidelines and what it says at the back. Don't let the puppy eat as much as it wants, because if they grow too fast, it causes a lot of problems and deformities with their bones. And just wash it. Now, when you get a puppy, it'll probably be eaten 3 times a day, and then when it gets to 6 months of age, twice a day. Maybe at a year you'll be putting it back to once a day. Yeah. But it really depends on the breed. And also, when you're changing a puppy's nuts from its original nuts to the nuts you're going to keep it on, that takes 7 days. You can't just suddenly change their food, because they'll get sick in you. Right. So you wean them slowly onto the new food. Generally, I wouldn't tell people exercise their puppies too much, because you could over-exercise them. And what I would do is recommend you to play with your puppy. And when the puppy gets tired, it will stop. Like, when a puppy wants to sleep, you will not keep them awake. Yeah. Generally, large breeds, like when they're a puppy, not to walk them too much, because really they do so much energy in their body to be growing and everything. You don't want to overexert them. Yeah. So really just play with them and let them stop when they want. But as adults, it is very important for them to be exercised. So when you're getting a puppy, really you should look at what breed to get. Like, if you are not going to walk every evening, there is no point getting like the most idyllic sheepdog in the world. You should really look how much exercise you are willing to do with it. Another thing to look at is grooming. Like, the most popular breed we're getting in now lately is a Bichon Frise. They're like a small white little fluffy dog, but no one brushes them, and they're all coming in to be groomed. And like, the pups have never been groomed, they find it so traumatic, and they all have to be, like, a lot of them have been sedated to get it done. So really, as well, do not get a fluffy dog if you're not willing to brush it every day. So a lot of people come in and ask for vaccination. So you get your pup's first vaccination. You can get it done from 8 weeks of age onwards, and then it needs a second injection about 2 or 3 weeks after the first one, and then it's just once a year from then on. But you can start vaccinations at any age with any animal. They don't have to be puppies, but that's the youngest you can do it from, because if you do it before 8 weeks, they should be with their mother, drinking the mother's milk, and the mother's immunity will actually wipe out the vaccination.
When I was at the vet surgery, I met Freya, who was after having surgery done and also got microchipped. This is what I found out about microchipping.
It's a barcode. It's about the size of a grain of rice, and it goes over the left shoulder. You inject it in, and then you register that barcode to you. So if she ever went missing, at any time, if she ever went into a pound or another vet and they scanned her, they'd be able to contact the owners.
Right.
And even we'll say if she went missing and 10 years down the line, the microchip will always work.
Oh,
so it's generally located over the left shoulder, but in older dogs sometimes it migrates down their body just with age.
Yeah.
You should noose your dogs for a few reasons. One is no one wants any puppies. Like everyone wants puppies the first few days to play with, but it's so hard to get homes for puppies. Another reason is, let's say she is so small, if she came in season, like it'd be very rare a tiny dog her size would come to mate with her. It's going to be every sheepdog and Labrador in Kilrush is going to come after her, and it would actually kill her being mated with one of those. Another thing is, when they're in season, she could run away from home because she wants to have a mate. So she'd go roaming. Another thing is as well, when they're in season, their hormone levels are so high, they get into a lot more fights, they do, especially male dogs, if they know there's a female in season around the place. They're like a lot of dogs that come in here after dog fights, they are entire dogs. But what I mean is entire is they're not neutered. It helps to prevent a lot of different types of cancer, it does. We'll say when you neuter them, you remove their ovaries, and a lot of older female dogs get ovary cancer. So when you remove the part, it brings that cancer actually down to zero. They can't get that cancer. Also, there's different type of cancers they can get, which if you catch them before their first season, which is generally when they're 6 or 7 months old, it brings those cancers down. But even if you neutered her after her first season, it wouldn't bring the cancer rate down as much, but it would still bring it down about 80%.
During my visit to the vet's surgery, I found out about all the ways to take care of Jack and Jill and keep them safe and healthy. They are hard work to care for, but I wouldn't trade them for the world.